Hello and welcome to Super Rugby Predictions brought to you by DrivingMaul. Hi, I'm Paul, the guy behind DrivingMaul, your best place for rugby predictions and opinion. And let's crack straight into it. So this weekend we have just the New Zealand and Australia conferences going playing. The South Africa conference, the Africa conference, is taking a week off, and obviously we have South Africa travelling up to Washington DC to play Wales. And that's why they started a week early and are finishing a week early in this part of the season. So heading over to the games. First up, the Hurricanes travel down to Dunedin to play the Highlanders inside Forsyth Bar Stadium. And obviously the Hurricanes will be looking to bounce back from that loss to the Crusaders last weekend. Now, being indoors, they're not going to get rainy, wet conditions, are they, this time? And I think they're also not going to come across a pack that they came across against the Crusaders. So I'm backing the Hurricanes to win this one by 3. The Highlanders have been up and down a little bit recently, obviously not helped by that red card. Going into Saturday, and then the Blues host the Rebels at a 5 o'clock or 5:15 game at Eden Park. So if you're going, don't forget it's earlier than usual. The Rebels have actually picked up a couple of victories over their last 2 games, and they sit just 1 point behind the Waratahs, who will be facing off against the Reds later. So they'll be looking at trying to add a bit of pressure onto the Waratahs prior to that game. But poor as the Blues have been this season, you've got to say that they should be picking up their first home victory of the season here, and I'm backing the Blues by 3. Then we head down State Highway 1 to the Waikato Stadium in Hamilton, where the Chiefs will be hosting the Crusaders. Crusaders, obviously, coming off the back of that good win over the Hurricanes, will be full of confidence going into this one, and they're looking at maintaining their lead at the top of the table. The Chiefs being up and down, the win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, win. Yep, they're due a loss this time, and normally you just back the home side in these New Zealand derbies, but the Hurricanes and the Crusaders have shown themselves to be a step above the rest, and I'm backing the Crusaders by 3. The late evening game on Saturday is the Reds hosting the Waratahs. That's in New Zealand, that is anyway. Late evening, I mean. And this one is probably the hardest one to call of the weekend. The Waratahs obviously top the Australia Conference. The Reds are down in 4th and good 12 points behind. So you've got to say, the Reds are clearly just playing for pride from now on. The Waratahs going through a bit of a bad streak, 4 losses, just that 1 win over the Highlanders in their last 5 games. But putting in some better performances, you've got to say. Still, I'm going to back the Reds at home. These games all do tend to get scrappy, and they have shown a bit of grit in their forwards earlier in the season. So let's see if they can bring that back again. So I'm backing the Reds by 3. The final round is on Sunday evening, 6 p.m. New Zealand time, where the Brumbies will host the Sunwolves. And a few people predicted that actually the Sunwolves were going to be with a good chance of winning this one a couple of weeks ago. Before they went on to win those 2 games. A couple of people said this was the one game they might win this season. But with those, if they go the same route as last weekend and have rested their players, their international players, or the Japanese international players, then you've got to say that they just don't have the depth to compete at this level. And the Brumbies should get back-to-back wins for the first time in a while. So I'm backing the Brumbies by 10 in this one because I don't think that the Sunwolves will turn up with their first choice team. So just the 5 games in this round this weekend. I'll try and do post-match reaction to the Highlanders versus Hurricanes and the Chiefs versus the Crusaders. So do check in for both of those and enjoy whatever rugby you're watching this weekend. Oh, sorry, just a reminder, don't forget to hit subscribe and the old like button, please.